what are your favorite, like, hidden details or lesser-known secrets about the castle?
I quite like what I like most about the castle are the stories of the people who make it, and Stirling Castle's really good at giving you an insight into some of these characters, and I don't mean just kings. So that normally you'll go to places and it'll be this lord was then, this lord was next, followed by, and it's Scotland, right? They're all called James.
Right.
James. But Stirling Castle, I think, is really good at preserving stories, both real history and folklore as well. So I think we may have talked on the tour about King James V and this kind of working class character he'd created called the Goodman of the Ballingeach.
Oh, yeah.
So he'd go down to Stirling in disguise, basically, to try and see what people thought of him. And every night he'd return back to the castle and he'd be tremendously happy because he'd be like, oh, well, everyone says they love me, it's amazing, but what he doesn't understand is that they all know exactly who he is, right? You're not going to say to the king, oh, James V is crap, and it just so happened that whenever he was getting the news he wanted, he's like, oh yeah, perfect, and he'd buy a round of drinks. So this round's on him, and as well as that, the Birdman, John Damien de Falkis, who tried to fly in 1507 from the walls of Stirling Castle in a wingsuit. He jumps from the wall. He does not fly, and the only thing that saves his life in that fall is that he lands in a pile of sewage waste. Things like that, they just make you laugh. They give you an insight into the time, what people thought, and you realise as well, people always look back and they say, people were much wiser back then. People were more with it, and then you hear stories like that and you're like, oh, actually they were just like us.
Exactly. It was just a little different time. They did the same kind of things, just a little twist on it.
Yeah, like if you look up articles like Florida Man or anything like that, then they would very much fit into the historical record.
There was a Stirling Man, okay?
Stirling Man. Like if you read even nowadays the title Florida Man jumps from Stirling Castle in suit made of chicken feathers, you'd believe it.
Right.
Exactly. Because people are just people. It doesn't matter that.
Takes all types.
Exactly. Yeah. Mary Queen of Scots, she comes to visit the castle to attend Scottish Parliament. So all the nobles are there at the castle, and it gives us our most interesting bit of folklore and paranormal lore, which is that when she arrived, one of her handmaidens allegedly had the gift of foresight. So she had this horrible vision of Mary burning alive in her bed that night. If you imagine these 4-poster beds covered in curtains and the like, she has this horrible foreboding feeling that something's going to happen. She begs Mary not to stay at the castle, but Mary cannot refuse this. She's in a precarious position as it is, a fairly controversial monarch. She can't afford to upset the nobles by walking away basically last minute. They've come from all over the country to be here. So Mary says, no, I can't go, I have to stay. And the girl begs, in that case, to watch over Mary as she sleeps, and Mary relents. So the girl sits up at night. She's got a candle, of course, no iPads back then to entertain yourself, right? And as the night passes, of course, she starts to get more and more tired, as any of us would. And when she does, unfortunately, nod off, she drops the candle. So that rolls onto the bed clothing. The bed goes up in flames. The girl wakes up, probably from the heat blistering across her face, jumps into the bed and pulls Mary out. Wow. Mary survives. It's a near-death experience for Mary, but she's unhurt, probably a bit shaken up by the experience, but unhurt. And the girl unfortunately succumbs to the flames. They catch onto her dress, and she becomes Stirling Castle's most infamous ghost, the Green Lady, who, when spotted, is thought to be a a foreboding omen. It's said that if she's seen a great tragedy will befall the castle as well.